Imagine a year where the boxing world finally gives us the fights we've been dreaming about. The ones we argue about in group chats, at the barbershop, and on every sports forum. But will 2025 deliver, or will it disappoint? In today's video, we're diving into the top boxing matches that absolutely need to happen in 2025. These aren't just fantasy matchups. These are fights that can change careers, settle debates, and shape the future of boxing. Whether it's long-standing rivalries, undefeated records, or belts on the line, each fight on this list has the potential to be iconic. But here's the kicker: not all of them might happen. So, stick around as we break down the storylines, the stakes, and what makes these fights must-see events. Trust me, you'll want to stay to the end. Let's start with the fight that fans have been clamoring for: Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. Now, Canelo, the face of boxing, has dominated multiple weight classes, but there's one glaring omission on his resume: a showdown with the young, hungry, and undefeated Benavidez. Imagine the clash of styles. Canelo's sick counter-punching against Benavidez's relentless pressure and power punches. This is the fight where Canelo can silence critics who claim he's avoiding the Mexican monster, while Benavidez gets the chance to dethrone the king. If this happens in 2025, it'll be the biggest fight in the super middleweight division since, well, ever. Next up, how about Terence Crawford taking on Charlo? Crawford's demolition of Errol Spence Jr. proved he's the best welterweight on the planet. But moving up to face Charlo at 154 pounds? That's a whole new challenge. Charlo's power and size versus Crawford's skill and precision. That's a legacy-defining fight for both men. And let's not forget, man, the trash talk would be legendary. Charlo's brash confidence versus Crawford's cold, calculated demeanor. Boy, oh boy, it's a pay-per-view dream. Now picture this: two of the most talented fighters in their prime, Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis, squaring off in a super fight. Stevenson's defensive wizardry against Tank's explosive power creates a classic boxer versus puncher dynamic. It's the kind of fight that could headline MSG or T-Mobile Arena and sell out in minutes. And let's be real, the winner of this fight instantly becomes the face of boxing in the lighter weight divisions. Now, we've already seen Naoya the Monster Inoue dominate Fulton once, but a rematch in 2025? That's a chance for Fulton to reclaim his legacy, and for Inoue to solidify him as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Fulton would need to adjust his game plan, maybe find a way to deal with Inoue's ridiculous power and speed. And for Inoue, it's about proving that his first win wasn't a fluke. High stakes, elite skills, and the potential for another brutal finish. This is what boxing's all about. The lightweight division is on fire, and a Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight would throw gasoline on it. Ryan's speed and charisma versus Haney's technical brilliance and jab. This isn't just about titles. It's about pride, legacy, and the future of boxing's most exciting division. This build-up would be insane. Think heated press conferences, social media battles, and maybe even some old-school face-offs. In the fight itself, fireworks. Errol Spence Jr. might have already lost to Crawford, but he's far from done. A fight against Kieth one-time Thurman could be the perfect redemption story. Thurman's power and experience against Spence's relentless pressure and body punching would be a war. Plus, both fighters have something to prove. Spence needs to show he's still elite, and Thurman, well, he's fighting to stay relevant in a stacked division. This one could easily steal Fight of the Year honors. Love him or hate him, Jake Paul is bringing eyes to boxing. His first fight with Diaz was entertaining, but left fans wanting more. A rematch in 2025 could be bigger, better, and even more brutal. Jake's improving skills against Nate's never-back-down mentality make for must-watch TV. Sure, it's more spectacle than sport, but sometimes that's exactly what boxing needs. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder have been teasing us with this matchup for years. 2025 should be the year that it finally happens. Two of the hardest hitters in the heavyweight division going toe-to-toe. Sign me up. Wilder's devastating right hand versus Joshua's power and boxing fundamentals. The stakes? Redemption for both men and a chance to get back in the title picture. This one's a guaranteed sellout. And finally, the fight we've all been waiting for: Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo. The build-up alone would be worth the price of admission. Charlo has been calling out Canelo for years, claiming he's the one to dethrone the pound-for-pound king. But can he back it up in the ring? Canelo's experience, power, and ring IQ against Charlo's athleticism and hunger. This is the fight that could define an era, and if it happens in 2025, it'll be the stuff of legends. All of those matches sound great, very provocative and sexy, but here's the problem. Boxing politics, promoters, networks, and egos often get in the way of making these fights happen. How many dream matchups have we missed because of money disputes or A-side drama? It's the fans who suffer. Will 2025 finally be the year boxing gives us what we deserve? There's hope though. With more fighters crossing promotional lines and taking risks, we've seen some incredible matchups recently. Just look at Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. That fight was a masterclass at giving the fans what they wanted. Social media buzz and relentless fan demand made it impossible for promoters to ignore, and both fighters put their legacies on the line to deliver. If the same energy carries over into 2025, the dream fights on this list could actually happen. The key moment will come down to the fighters themselves. Will they step up and demand these fights? Will they take the risks that make them legends? Fans have already proven that they have the power, just like they did with Tank versus Ryan, to make the impossible happen. Imagine what could be achieved if that same momentum was channeled into pushing for 2025 super fights. Fighters, promoters, and fans need to come together. Boxing's future depends on it. 2025 has the potential to be a historic year for boxing. The matchups are there, the talent is undeniable, and the fans are hungry. From Canelo to Benavidez to Joshua versus Wilder, these fights can redefine the sport, but it's up to the fighters, promoters, and fans to make it happen. Let's hope the boxing gods are kind to us this year. If you're as hyped as I am about these potential matchups, hit that like button and share your dream fight in the comments. We'll see you again when the dust settles on the canvas.